Listen to this shit.
What evidence do you have as opposed to allegations to show to the American public that would merit an actual impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden and prove that today isn't just about some of you...
Oh, I don't know.
...McCarthy for the sake of enacting political revenge.
This isn't about political revenge.
Bullshit.
We have bank accounts. We can see, ma'am, you can see that the homes that the Bidens own can't be afforded on a congressional or Senate salary. You also understand that it's not normal for family members to receive millions of dollars from overseas.
Remember that?
Those things aren't normal. It's not normal to have 20 companies. These things are not normal, and it alludes to not only just widespread corruption, but money laundering, if not influence peddling itself. And we also...
This moron right here, this is an easy freaking Google search. Can you believe this person is an elected official? The bulk of Biden's payday came from book deals, speaking engagements, which is normal for a former vice president or a president. Joe Biden routed his book and speaking payments through a company named Celtic Capria Corporation, which took in $9.5 million in 2017, $2.7 million in 2018. His memoir, Promise Me Dad, came out in November and has sold over 300,000 copies. His financial disclosure report, Biden listed 30 book tours, events which paid him a total of $1.8 million plus another 19 speaking engagements, provided another $2.4 million. It's what the fuck? Then that clown wants to talk about corruption? Really? Let's talk about Jared Kushner.
Is money.
Listen to this.
Explain it. But it should be noted here that Kushner also, his background in real estate, not exactly as a hedge fund magnate or a peace broker in the Middle East.
So you're right, Jonathan. Jared Kushner did work in the White House.
Yes, he
worked
did.
Very hard. It's becoming a little less clear what he actually worked hard at, because after he left the White House, he went out and raised $3.1 billion.
You wouldn't say.
With a B, for a private equity fund. And as you pointed out, he's not a private equity guy.
Nope.
He's a real estate guy.
Yes, he is.
So where did this money come from? Some of it we know from filing, some of it we know from press reports. What we know for a fact is he raised the $3.1 billion. What we also know for a fact is that only about $30 million of it actually came from investors in the United States.
You wouldn't say.
All the rest of it is foreign money. And of that foreign money, $2 billion of it came from the Saudis. And not only did it come from the Saudis, but the Public Investment Fund, which is the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, from which this money came, the board of it voted against giving the money to Jared, and they were overruled by MBS, who said, give him $2 billion. I've been in this business 40 years. I have never seen someone get $2 billion out of $3 billion, get 2/3 of their money from a single investor. Usually a single investor might be a few percent of the fund, might be 5%.
Ain't that some shit? And we ain't even got the freaking Ivanka yet. I'm about to show you this shit. These clowns in freaking Congress want to come after Joe Biden and say he's corrupt? Oh shit, this shit's going to blow your mind on Ivanka. Watch this shit.
Requests were fast-tracked in China after
Listen
Trump
to this.
was elected. By Tommy Beer. Top line. The Chinese government granted a total of 41 trademarks to companies linked to Ivanka Trump by April of 2019. And the trademarks she applied for after her father became president got approved about 40% faster than those she requested before Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 election, according to a new book by Forbes' senior editor Dan Alexander. Key facts. On March 29, 2017, Ivanka Trump, the eldest daughter of President Trump, became an official government employee, joining her husband, Jared Kushner, as an advisor to her father. The day before that appointment, Ivanka applied for 17 new trademarks with the Chinese government. In early May of 2018, ZTE, a Chinese electronics maker, said that it had halted major operating activities after being penalized by the United States Department of Commerce for breaking sanctions and selling electronics to Iran and North Korea. Yet, in mid-May, President Trump surprisingly reversed course when he indicated a willingness to rethink the punishment and vowed to work with Chinese President Xi Jinping to prevent the collapse of the ZTE, which employs 75,000 people, with Trump tweeting, "Too many jobs in China lost. Commerce Department has been instructed to get it done." That same month, May of 2018, amid tense trade negotiations between China and the United States, China approved 7 Ivanka trademarks, according to Alexander's
You
book,
wouldn't say.
White House, Inc. Alexander's book also details how, after Ivanka met with the Prime Minister of Japan, his country approved 3 trademarks for her business, in less than 1/3 of the time it had previously taken, according to an analysis of data from the World Intellectual Property Organization, and that Canada registered 3 trademarks following Ivanka's sit-down with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Key background. Over a span of 2 months in late 2018, the Chinese government granted 18 trademarks to companies linked to President Trump and his daughter.
What?
In October alone, according to the Associated Press, China's trademark office granted provisional approval for 16 trademarks to Ivanka Trump Marks LLC. The new approvals covered Ivanka-branded fashion gear, including sunglasses, handbags, shoes and jewelry, as well as beauty services and voting machines. In January of 2019, China granted Ivanka's company preliminary approval for another 5 trademarks covering child care centers, wedding dresses, and art valuation services. The applications were filed in 2016 and 2017. Tangent. In her first memoir, The Trump Card, Ivanka stated she paid full price for an expensive 2-room apartment inside a Trump-owned building in New York City. But financial documents cited in Alexander's book reveal Trump paid just $1.5 million, or $968 per square foot, for the apartment, while other tenants in the building paid on average $1,667 square foot. Critical quote. Ivanka receives preliminary approval for these new Chinese trademarks while her father continues to wage a trade war with China. Since she has retained her foreign trademarks, the public will continue to have to ask whether President Trump has made foreign policy decisions in the interest of his and his family's businesses.
I think it's pretty clear. And right at the beginning of this video, you saw that reporter ask him straight up, is this just a political hit on Joe Biden because you're trying to impeach him to fucking make Donald Trump feel better? And he says, no, yeah, it is. Because Donald Trump and his fucking family was in that White House working for him in the White House and then making fucking money. And those Republicans don't give a fuck. Hypocrites. Talk about Joe Biden. That man released his tax returns. Fucking clowns. Moderate out.